Have you ever felt like love was slipping away just as you thought you finally had it? One moment, your partner is smiling at you, holding your hand, letting you in, and the very next, they're distant, quiet, and hard to reach. You call, and they don't answer. You try to talk, and they shut down. You feel them drifting further, even though all you wanted was to get closer. This confusing, heartbreaking cycle isn't because they don't care. It's often the silent struggle of avoidance. The people who long for love, yet fear it the most. Today, let's step into their world, uncover their hidden fears, and understand why avoidants pull away the moment love starts to feel too close. To understand avoidance, we must first understand their fear of vulnerability. Vulnerability means letting someone see your fears, your wounds, your insecurities. For most people, this is difficult, but for avoidants, it feels unbearable. Many avoidants grow up in environments where showing emotions led to pain or rejection. Perhaps they had parents who dismissed their feelings, partners who betrayed their trust, or life experiences that taught them, "When I open up, I get hurt." Over time, their hearts created a shield, a protective wall that says, "Don't let anyone in too close." If they can't see you fully, they can't hurt you deeply. So, when love comes knocking, when you tell them you care, when you lean in closer, when you try to touch the most delicate parts of their soul, they feel a storm inside. To you, it looks like coldness. But in truth, it's fear. Fear that if they let you in, you might see the parts of them they've tried so hard to hide. Fear that if they show their true self, you'll walk away, just like others did before. They long for connection, yet the very act of connecting triggers the alarm bells of their past. So they retreat, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much. Vulnerability to them is not a safe bridge, it's a cliff edge. And pulling away is their way of protecting their heart from the fall. On the surface, avoidants often appear strong, confident, and independent. They may even proudly say, "I don't need anyone." But beneath this illusion lies a powerful fear of dependence. For them, closeness feels like losing themselves. To rely on someone, to depend on their love, feels like surrendering control. And control is what makes them feel safe. Their independence isn't just a lifestyle, it's a survival strategy. It's their way of saying, "If I don't need you, then you can't hurt me." But the paradox is this: avoidants deeply crave connection. They want love, they want intimacy, they want someone to share life with. Yet the moment they feel it, a voice inside whispers, "Be careful, if you let them in too much, you'll lose yourself." So, they retreat to their safe corner of independence, even while missing the warmth they just pushed away. It's like someone standing in front of a fire on a cold night. They stretch their hands to feel the heat, but the moment it starts to burn a little, they pull back. Not because they don't like the warmth, but because they're terrified of getting burned. For their partners, this can feel confusing, even hurtful. You wonder, why do they act like they don't need me? But the truth is, their independence is not rejection, it's protection. It's the only way they know how to keep from being swallowed by the fear of losing control and love. On the surface, avoidants often appear strong, confident, and independent. They may even proudly say, "I don't need anyone." But beneath this illusion lies a powerful fear of dependence. For them, closeness feels like losing themselves. To rely on someone, to depend on their love, feels like surrendering control. And control is what makes them feel safe. Their independence isn't just a lifestyle, it's a survival strategy. It's their way of saying, "If I don't need you, then you can't hurt me." But the paradox is this: avoidants deeply crave connection. They want love, they want intimacy, they want someone to share life with. Yet the moment they feel it, a voice inside whispers, "Be careful, if you let them in too much, you'll lose yourself." So, they retreat to their safe corner of independence, even while missing the warmth they just pushed away. It's like someone standing in front of a fire on a cold night. They stretch their hands to feel the heat, but the moment it starts to burn a little, they pull back. Not because they don't like the warmth, but because they're terrified of getting burned. For their partners, this can feel confusing, even hurtful. You wonder, why do they act like they don't need me? But the truth is, their independence is not rejection, it's protection. It's the only way they know how to keep from being swallowed by the fear of losing control and love. Behind every avoidant heart is a story of wounds, losses, and experiences that shape their fear of intimacy. Many avoidants come from childhoods where love was inconsistent. Maybe they grew up with parents who were emotionally unavailable, who gave affection one moment and withdrew it the next. Or perhaps they were taught, directly or indirectly, that emotions are a sign of weakness. Others may carry scars from past relationships, betrayals, rejections, heartbreaks that cut so deep they silently promise themselves, never again. I won't let anyone get that close. So when they sense intimacy today, those old memories awaken. Love doesn't just feel like love, it feels like a mirror reflecting their past pain. A hug feels like a reminder of loss. A kiss feels like a risk of betrayal. The words, "I love you," feel like a setup for heartbreak. Instead of facing those memories, they retreat. They build distance. They tell themselves it's safer not to feel too much. What looks like disinterest is actually self-protection. What feels like rejection is really their fear whispering. If I let this person in, they'll hurt me like the others did. And this is the tragedy of avoidance. The very thing they want most, love, is the very thing they're most afraid to keep. Love should feel like freedom, not a trap. For an avoidant, love often feels like pressure. Even the smallest gestures, "I miss you," "Where were you?" or "Can we spend more time together?" can feel overwhelming. This isn't because they don't care. It's because their inner world interprets love as a demand. They fear that if they let love too close, it will swallow them whole. They think, if I give myself fully, I'll lose my freedom. I'll lose my sense of self. This is why avoidants often value space so much. To them, space is not distance, it's survival. They need to breathe, to feel like they're still in control. When partners try to close the gap, avoidants may feel cornered, trapped, or pressured to give more than they know how to give. But here's the paradox. Real love is never a trap. Real love is freedom. Love doesn't bind you, it frees you. Yet avoidants haven't learned this truth. They still carry the belief that closeness equals captivity. And so, the closer you get, the faster they run. Not because your love is wrong, but because their fear distorts what love truly means. Perhaps the most painful part of loving an avoidant is living in the push-pull cycle. One day, they're warm, open, and loving. You feel like you've broken through. The next day, they're cold, withdrawn, and distant again. This is because avoidants live in a constant battle within themselves. They want intimacy, but fear it. They crave closeness, but resist it. So they oscillate between reaching out and pulling away. It's not a game. It's their survival instinct at war with their longing for love. For their partner, this cycle is heartbreaking. You question yourself. Did I do something wrong? Why are they hot one day and cold the next? You might even feel like you're walking on eggshells, never knowing what version of them you'll get. But here's the truth. Their push-pull cycle isn't about you. It's about their inner conflict. It's about their inability to hold both fear and love at the same time. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to survive their own fears. So what can you do if you love an avoidant? The first step is understanding. Recognize that their retreat is not about your worth. It's about their fear. Don't take it personally. When they pull away, resist the urge to chase. Chasing only feeds their fear of being trapped. Instead, give them space, but stay consistent. Show them that love doesn't mean suffocation and closeness doesn't mean loss of freedom. At the same time, don't lose yourself trying to love them. Your needs matter too. Loving an avoidant takes patience, compassion, and boundaries. Sometimes, it means walking away, not because you don't love them, but because you love yourself enough to know you deserve reciprocity. Healing is possible. Avoidants can learn to open their hearts if they feel safe, if they feel accepted, and if they choose to face their fears. But remember, healing is their journey, not yours to carry for them. Avoidants don't pull away because they don't care. They pull away because caring feels dangerous. They retreat not because you mean little, but because you mean too much. Their fear of love often outweighs their fear of loneliness. But you, yes, you, must ask yourself, is this the love you deserve? Or is it time to love yourself enough to walk away from the walls they refuse to lower? Because true love is not a prison. True love is freedom. And when you find it, whether with them or someone else, you'll know it's real because it will never ask you to lose yourself just to be close. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If this message touched your heart, remember, you're not alone in this journey. Love is never about chasing or forcing. It's about understanding, healing, and choosing yourself every step of the way. If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who may need these words. Your support means the world to me, and together, we can create a space where love feels safe and true. Until next time, take care of your heart, protect your peace, and always remember, you are worthy of a love that doesn't run away. Goodbye for now.